Hi y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wingz, and I was sitting in here in my room working. I just finished a journal, and I am fixing to decorate it, and so I'm making decorations, or ephemera, excuse me, for this journal, and I thought maybe y'all would like to see what I'm doing too. So I thought, okay, so I'll go get my friends and we'll just take this little ride together. So I'm not real sure how this is going to turn out because I have not done this, but it was something I thought, oh, wow, that's kind of cool. So I think I can do that. So we're going to give it a whirl. What we're going to use is an old envelope. You can see it's been used. Well, my mother saves these envelopes for me because she has a little letter opener. She sticks in there and slides down, and it makes the nice little edges. I'm just, so my mom saves these for me. So thank you, Mom. And I wanted this one because it has a big acetate window on the front of it, and so I wanted to use that. My plan is to take this envelope and I'm going to fold it right here, and I'm going to make it so that it will fit over a journal page like so, and then I'm going to put a little slit right here so that this tag can go down in here with a picture. And then on the next page, you'll have this as a side pocket. So that's my plan. We're going to see how it works. So, all right, let's go and let's see what we can do. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I think that I probably should do, is to cut this little hole here before I forget. So this tag has got to fit down in that little hole. So the little hole has to be a bigger hole. So I'm going to get my pencil, and I'm going to mark right here. And right here, I'm going to give it a little extra room. I don't know if that'll be enough room. So we might scoot it over about half more. So we'll scoot it over here and do it here. We're going to cover all this, so it's not going to make that much difference. And what we're going to do is I'm going to get my ruler, and that will slide right here. So I'm going to make my line about that far, and I'm going to see. Yeah, that should give me plenty of room for the tag to slide down in there. So let's give that a whirl. So what I'm going to do is get my scissors, and I'm going to kind of fold it, cut that, and go ahead and slice it down here, and slice it down here, and then I'm going to take it and let's see, this is how I work on the fly. So let's turn this up like this and kind of ever so slightly, whoops, cut this kind of down at an angle so that it will be plenty big enough for our tag to slide through. So we're going to do it like that, okay? and that tag will fit right up out of the top. This will fold over so your tag will have plenty of room. Perfect. We're going to put our little picture right here, and I have a whole box full of things, and I bought these little, these are the coolest little pictures. They're little cemetery pictures, and I thought, wow, those will look really cool. This journal that I'm doing is going to be called Beyond the Darkness. And so it's pretty dark. It's got blacks and browns and greens and those kinds of things in it. So I wanted it to be kind of dark. And the point of the journal is to make it show that even in the darkness, there are cool and pretty things to see. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So I'm going to really quickly fussy cut this out. And of course, if I cut it out, I will cut off my little birds, but that's okay. Maybe I can draw some more little birds on there. And because I did another one, it's not the same thing. I didn't do the same thing, but it's very similar. Using one of these cards, and it just looked so cool. So we're going to give it a whirl again and see how that works. Just kind of cut this out a little bit. We're not going to cut it out and be ever so careful with every little cut. And how this works. There we go. And like I said, the colors are blacks and browns. I do have some blue, some dark blue in there, some green in there. And when I get finished with the journal, I will do a walkthrough so you can look at it, and it will then be for sale, and hopefully someone will be interested in it. We'll see. Okay, so now the point is going to be to put this right here on this tag so that it will show through here. And I may have to, the other one I had to kind of glue just a little bit, because it would move. But I think with this, since I haven't done enclosed the side of this envelope yet, I can do it like that and do it that way. And I think that will work perfectly. Okay, and so then that will show through the window like that. And I think that's going to be perfect. So, that being said, I will take the thing out this way. I'm going to go ahead and ink this with some black ink. Just around the top a little bit and around the edges. Just to kind of give it that little eerie kind of darkness look. Because I want it to appear dark time, nighttime. Okay. Get my glue. I do use art glitter glue on my paper stuff. So that doesn't mean you have to use art glitter glue. Any kind of glue will work. It's just that this is just what I like. So that's entirely up to you. So we'll put this right down here, about where we had it. And, you know, probably what would have been nice, I have some lace, but I don't have a lot of black lace. Probably that would have, I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not, actually. I think that will be fine the way it is. What about just some backing stuff on the back of it here, just to kind of give it a little extra, Okay. Maybe. I don't know. It's not even. I do know that. So we're going to pull it up and move it over just a little bit. And since we're going to have to take it up anyway, the glue's not dry, but it is pulling the paper up. So thank goodness I'm going to cover it up. So let's see here how it would be if we put it like this and do it like that. And I like that a little better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. So there we go. So we'll put a little bit of Fabrifix, Fabri-Tac, whatever you use for using lace. And I was going to refill this bottle because now I have to wait for it to go all the way down to the bottom. But that's okay. That's okay. We're just going to put it on here enough that this will stick out here. And that other little piece here, so I think I'll just go ahead and put that other little piece on here as well. We'll use the Fabrifix. Fabrifix is really good glue to use. It's a silicone glue, and it's really good to use like with fabric lace, fabric to paper, paper to paper, no problem. It's a really strong glue if you need something to really stick. I apologize for my hands. Okay, I like that a lot better. Okay, and we will have to trim that off simply because we want it to fit in that little hole. So let's put a little bit more glue down on here. Just to make sure that sticks good. Put this on here. Okay, now there was another little piece of stuff down in here. Come on. That's sort of a brown. I don't know. Don't really know that I like that. Nope. Put that over there. We'll use that another time for something else. Okay. Let's go ahead and ink up our card, and our card is pretty much done. Yep, there it is. I'm not going to put anything on the back of it because we can use this as a journaling card. And this is just a craft tag that I put Distress Oxide ink refillers on, and dyed the other day, so I thought, well, that's kind of cool. So I'm going to kind of fix in some of this. We'll put some ribbon in it and kind of tie it up a little bit, make it look pretty. But I like that. Let's get that little spot under there, make it look better. turn it over on the back. Ink around the edges. Doesn't have to be perfect. However it comes out, it's how it comes out. The way I look at it. And using combinations of black soot distress ink and vintage photo ink, distress ink, and every now and then I throw in a little bit of forest moss, kind of brighten things up a little bit. And I want it to look old and grungy. This journal that I'm making this for is going to be a pretty grungy journal. So, okay, so then let's try and make sure that's going to work. And that's going to fit just like that. And that's going to be perfect. Awesome. I like it. Okay, now let's work on the tag. And the tag is kind of collage, I guess. Collage. So we're going to just cover the front and the back. And I probably am going to put some kind of something in here. I don't know how that would be. That's a pretty good size piece. But I want that little spot covered up. We may have to, I have a piece of this. This might work in there. Cool. Okay. So let's try this. See how that works. We just need the back of the window to have something on it so that when you take the tag out of it, it doesn't look icky back there like an old envelope. So it doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be fancy or anything. It just has to fit in there. And so that'll work. That's going to work just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, because if I don't, I will forget. And all of this is going to be closed, so you don't have to worry too terribly much about how this looks. This is really kind of unimportant. It's not unimportant. I don't mean it that way, but it's not one of the focal points of our piece of ephemera. So it doesn't have to look its best. So we're going to put this inside here. If I can get that open enough. And there we go. Cover that. All the ink on my fingers coming off on the envelope, so it's a good thing I'm covering that envelope, huh? And we want to make sure that's down good, so use my bone folder to just spread the glue around, make sure that it's all even and everything. And we're going to tie. We're going to glue this little flap down because we want all of the edges to be flat before we put paper over it. Otherwise, the paper will kind of tend to curl up on the edges, and then before you know it, it's coming off. So let's go ahead and glue this one down as well. And okay, so there we go. Alrighty, so now we're ready. I'm going to cover this up because we're not going to use this for just a minute. Now then, we're going to cover, and I'm going to wait because I do need to cut this hole through whatever we cover. So, not real sure how I should have probably done that, but that's what I did. So there we go. All right, so we're going to cover this, and we're just going to cover it, all the white part around here. And I have all of these little pieces. Okay, so we're just going to kind of tear this And this is kind of my well, my scraps, but I use this when I'm doing collage or something like that. And it's kind of nice because you already got it all in there, and that's kind of cool. So we're going to put this right on this side, and we're going to cover it up to the window. We're going to cover it, don't cover the window, but up to the window. Make sure this side over here is covered, only up to this crease, okay? Only to the crease. So, we're not going to ink all the pages. We might ink some of them, but we're not going to ink most of the pages. We'll ink the envelope when we get done with it, and that'll be fine. So, but for right now, we're not going to. Let's turn that around so I can see what I'm doing. Put it right on there. Need to make sure that that doesn't go all the way through that slit. And I probably could do a better way of doing this, but this is how I'm going to do it. So if you have a suggestion, give me a holler. Put it in the comments below. Help me. All right, so we've got that on there. Got it kind of covered. And we'll just continue to, let's see, we don't need terribly big pieces. Okay. And we're just going to cover this. Right around the edge. I don't want it to stick out that far, because we do. Maybe if I put my tag inside here, it'll show us. I already glued it together. Okay. It'll show, see how it's gonna look just fine. But we don't want to cover up the important stuff. So that'll help us use it as a guide. All right, so let's just keep going. Okay. Can't decide whether to put that thing in or leave it out. I just don't know. Let's see. And even our little pieces that we tear off here, we want to keep. Well, not little bitty pieces like that, but little bitty pieces like that we can throw away. But pieces like this we can always use. So, we can extend just a little bit here because we can turn it over when we get done and tear off what it, oh, that's a pretty side. I wonder how that would work. That's pretty cool with that writing on it. Maybe it would be better over here upside down or across here. Oh, kind of like it down there. All right. So you'll change your mind. You'll remove. You'll move it to somewhere else. And until you glue it, that's okay. So we'll put that right there. I don't want to cover up too much of our window. By the time I get through tearing, I'm going to have all the words tore off of it. But I guess that would work too. So that'll work. Alrighty. Maybe I can use the other side of that on either the back or one of the other sides. And keeping up with this napkin is one of the hardest things that I have to do. Okay, let's make sure that I haven't gone too far. Nope, I think that's going to still look just fine down there, so that'll be okay. All right, continuing on. What about a piece of music paper? You know, those of you who know, my family is definitely a music family. And so, what would our life be without some music paper? So we're going to tear this off here, just so we have a raw edge. You know, this might work better back here just because it's such a big piece. So I think we'll put this back here. Like that side better. Okay, so we'll do it that way. Okay. And last year, or when I had my videos up before, I think I did a video of how I made these scraps. I used Louisa Hansel was my inspiration for making those. And so if you would like to make, it's a lot of fun. If you would like to make your own box of, you know, it's just so nice to have this little box here and ready to go when you get ready to make something, and not have it where you have to stop and make just 2 or 3. It's just so much easier to make a whole big bunch of them, and I cut that too freaking little. All right, well, you go to the back. We'll put you down here. And you fit perfect right there, so it was meant to be. But anyway, go back and check out that video and make your own. And if I used ink with water on it. I used coffee. You can use tea. You can use avocados and all kinds of fruits and things. You have to check them out to see what color is going to give you what, because avocados make pink paper. Now, where the pink comes from, I don't know, but they make pink paper, and it's beautiful pink paper. So check it out. Do a little research. See what they have. And you know, use what you got. That's how we do these things. Just use what you got. Go ahead and put that piece on here. And because you don't, you know, if you're going to do junk journaling, you don't throw away scraps. You don't throw away trash. You don't throw away, well, my family thinks I don't throw away anything. My husband has gotten to where we empty something in the kitchen and he'll say, "Do you need this? Are you saving this?" And of course, most of the time I am. Sometimes I'm not, but most of the time I am. And so, but he's so funny because it's like, okay, are you saving this trash this week? And sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not, and there we go. So, we just fly by the seat of our pants. Okay. I like that because it has a pretty dragonfly on the front of it. So, we'll cut that off about here. And make sure that's going to fit. That might be a little bit much, but I don't know that it matters on the top, so I think it will be fine. And, you know, if you make a mistake, tear it off, re-glue it, do it again, or cover it up, put something on it. I could scoop that up just a little bit, and that would work too. What a novel idea, huh? Okay. and we can just go right on over. Now I think before I go any further, I'm going to cut out my little slot. I know there's got to be a better way to do this, but I don't quite know what it is right at this moment. So I probably should have watched YouTube and found a video that showed me a better way of doing this. But I'm just doing what I usually do, fly by the seat of my pants, and it either works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, oh well. And if it does, yee-hee. So that's kind of how I do things. That's how I roll. Alrighty, let's see what else we have here. Don't really like that there, but that could work. That right there. That I want to put something there first. So let's see what else we can find. Okay, here's one with some pretty little. That's not going to be big enough, but that'll work anyway, won't it? That'll work. Alright. And when I made this paper, all of this collage fodder, I think is what they call it. I think fodder is kind of a funny word. But anyway, I had some Lindy's, I don't know what they're called, Lindy's, some kind of Lindy's gang. Let me see, something's here. Lindy's stamp gang. Anyway, she has a lot of sprays that are just plain, you know, and they're cool. That would almost fit, wouldn't it? And they're almost, they have a lot that are just plain-o. I mean, like, just color. But she has a lot of ink stuff that has mica in it. And so when the ink dries, it'll have a little shine to it. And so when you see these pieces, a lot of times you'll see some of the shine come through, and sometimes it's a subtle color, and sometimes it's like very noticeable color. So check her out and see if you can find something you like there. We're going to put that on there. Didn't quite cover up my envelope on the back there. So, almost did it again. So, but that's going to work just fine. That side, I'm going to tear this off a little bit because I don't really think we need that sticking out there. Okay. And then, of course, when we get done, you could just cut this off smooth all the way across here, and that would be fine too. So, my husband's walking by outside to lock up the gate, so I have to wave at him. And let's see, we need something else. I wonder how this little dictionary page might work. That might work kind of cool. Okay. Let's tear it right down that little line right there. And I save all these little pieces because you never know when you might need to cover up just a little nubbin. Okay. Tear this off down here so it's uneven. You know, that's the whole key to junk journal. Okay. And we'll tear it about right there. And like I said, if we need to, we can always cut it off even and make it smooth. But this journal that this is going to go in is a really a junk journal. I mean, it's a grunge junk journal. And so I think we got that a little bit long, but that's okay. We'll tear off a little bit of it. And there we go. Just throw that in the trash. And we have one more little corner up here. What else do we have? Don't really like that color. And I think that will work if I put it on there right. Oh, that's kind of cool. Like that side. Oh, okay. There we go. And we're just going to finish putting this around here. Okay. We'll tear that off a little bit and we get, well, we might as well just do it now. And all we have is our top little part up here. Our bottom is done on both sides. So, now that that is done, I'm not going to make y'all sit and watch me do the other of this. We'll just continue the way that it is going. And, we're going to glue this side of the envelope all the way down, the side that is torn. So, because we need both sides, so we're just going to put some glue here. All the way down. Put a little bit, make sure it's good and glued. And then we'll put that on. This should still give us plenty of room for our tag to slide down in here. Except, I didn't finish cutting it, did I? Y'all should tell me these things. You're supposed to keep me on the straight and narrow here. Okay. I do think, look at this, haven't got it quite cut down far enough, I don't think. I don't know what is wrong with these scissors, but they don't seem to cut on the point. I don't know. Probably used them for a screwdriver or tool or something at some point and messed it all up. I know y'all can't imagine, but when you don't have a screwdriver and you need one, you have to improvise and do what you got. I think that I am going to get a little piece of paper. Well, I'll just use one of these and put in here because I think that I am going to ink this around the edge of this opening so people can see that it is an opening. Okay. Just kind of ink around the edges of it. Take that piece out. And then this will slide right down in there. And we have our tag. Now, remember, this is going to go on the top, and then we'll probably use, we could use one of these little bulldog clips to clip it in. That would be fine, something to hold it. That way it can be removed if the person who gets the journal doesn't really like that. They can change it. We could use a decorative paper clip. I don't have one out here right now. Of course I don't, but you can use a paper clip or all this stuff out here, and I can't find a thing. Well, let's get one out of here. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. This is some that I made that have just little that seam binding stuff that's crinkled up, and I put some little bows on the top of it, and so you could just slide that in like that and hold it into your journal. Okay. Then you'll have this side. We're going to put a little tag in here. We're going to do it the same way. And you'll have a tag here and a tag here. And there you go. Okay. I hope that you stayed with me. I know it's chaotic. I know I don't follow, you know, when I've got a plan, I can follow it pretty well, but this was just a whim. I think I'll just do this. And therefore, I didn't have a plan. So this is how I work when the camera's not on. And I fly by the seat of my pants. And there we go. This, I will show you a little preview. This is the journal that I'm making this stuff for. Here are all the pages inside. And like I said, when I get done with it, I will do a walkthrough, let you see it. It's going to be called, I've decided I'm going to start naming my journals because I can't keep up with which one's which. And this one is going to be called Beyond the Darkness. So kind of watch for that video to come out and check my online store and see what we can find out. That store is at www.pinkdragonflywingz.com. See what you think, see what you like. If you have any suggestions for the videos, for the store, for my presentation, for anything, please make a positive, nice comment, because otherwise I will cry. But, and help me out. I'm just learning this as I go and learning it on my own. I don't have anybody helping me, so if you have some ideas, please shoot them my way, and join me next time. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I'm back. I went ahead and finished this little tag and got it all done. And I wanted to come back and let y'all know something. I goofed. And I know now when I did it. So, okay. So here's my little envelope. All here. This is supposed to be a little pocket. Except, one of the sides is supposed to be a little pocket. This one. This one. Except when I glued that side shut, I glued it all the way down. It should have only gone to the fold. And then this would have been left open for a tag to fit in there. Actually, I think it was this side over here. Yeah, It was this side. As you can see, I had to put a little piece of paper over it to cover it up. I don't know if you can see that, but a little piece of paper there. So I ended up with no pocket here. So it's just a flip. It's just a flip. And so I went ahead and did the tag, put that in here, decorated it up a little bit, put a little ribbon on it, and I'm going to have to, I think, glue this because I wanted this ribbon to hang down instead of up. Maybe I need to turn it around and do it the other way. I'll play with it in a little bit. But I got my hawk that is taking care and looking over the cemetery. I put a black bow on one of my giant paper clips. And I'm going to put this back here so the paper clip is actually hidden. And the bow will sit on top like it's attached to the tag. Now, you'll be able to see it over here, but that's okay. That's cool. Maybe we can put a little tag. I have, have some little tags here. So maybe we can put a little tag back here or something to show, seeing as how I don't have a pocket. Anyway, if any of you wanted to do this, please don't glue this part of the pocket together. Otherwise, you won't have a pocket. You'll have a flip. But I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm proud of it. I'm excited. But I didn't want you to make the same mistake. So, go for it. Try it on your own. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.